find that all the words of kindness linger on when she no longer needs you. She wakes up, she makes up, she takes her time and doesn't feel she has to hurry. She no longer needs you, and in her eyes you see nothing. No sign of love behind the tears cried for no one. A love that should have lasted years. Greetings, music fans. My name is Gavin Stewart, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the song I was just playing for no one. Hopefully I wasn't playing it for no one. Hopefully I was playing it for someone, but the name of the song is For No One by the Beatles. Personal favorite of mine, off one of my favorite Beatles albums, Revolver. This is a song that was recorded in May of 1966. It's a Paul McCartney composition. And so he was putting this song together when he was only 23, nearly 24 years old, which just makes the song all that much more remarkable, that someone so young can write something so timeless and beautiful. The song itself is fairly simple, harmonically, structurally, yet it packs such a powerful emotional punch. I think the sparseness, the spareness of it is really what lends the song such a powerful emotional impact on the listener. I'm playing the song in standard tuning in the same key in which it was recorded, which is the key of B. You will see other tutorials out there that suggest other ways of playing it, which is obviously perfectly fine. This is just my rendition of the song. What I'm doing is I'm playing a B chord and then moving the bass underneath, the bass line, a descending bass line underneath that static B chord, which is a kind of a classic Beatles thing to do. So you have B major on top, and then I'm going to move the bass line down as follows. So we have B, then B flat, then A flat, and G flat. And each time going back to this B major triad at the 4th fret. From there, we go to an E major chord, and then an A major chord. E, A. So one time slowly. That's the verse. For the chorus, we modulate from B up to C sharp. And it's 2 chords. The chorus consists of C sharp minor, and then G sharp 7. In order to segue from the chorus back to the verse, we have that figure there. And I'm not quite sure how you'd want to designate that. You could perhaps think of it as an F sharp suspended 4th, resolving to an F sharp. We'll let the academics deal with the proper terminology there. And so it cycles through in a very sparse but very powerful way from up to the chorus. One other thing I would like to say about the song when you go back and listen to it in its entirety is not only is the arrangement arrangement fairly simple, sparse, spare, but the lyrics, right? The lyrics mirror that same kind of concept. And really what McCartney does is very masterful in his use of language. It's not overtly lyrical or literary or even clever, but anyone who's ever felt heartbreak, who has suffered a breakup, right, where a romantic relationship doesn't work out, I mean, he depicts it beautifully. Your day breaks, your mind aches, you find that all her words of kindness linger on when she no longer needs you. That's quite an opening. She wakes up, she makes up, she takes her time and doesn't feel she has to hurry, she no longer needs you. That in particular, the second half of the first verse, I think is really interesting, right? Provides the contrast between the speaker in the song who is heartbroken and despondent, despairing, and the woman in the song, the love interest, the she in the song is waking up, getting her act together, making up, but she's in no hurry, which of course provides a real contrast to the way we tend to behave when we are in the throes of romantic love, and you're always in a hurry to get to see the person that you're in love with. So McCartney really seems to understand the emotional dynamics of the circumstance that he's depicting musically and lyrically here. Another quick thing about the lyrics, if you go back and listen to the third verse, the end of the song, it begins the same way, it ends the same way it starts, where the final portion of the third verse, your day breaks, your mind aches, we have that phrase repeating. But then this time around, there will be times when all the things she said will fill your head, you won't forget her. And so what McCartney is doing here is actually very similar to what Robert Frost does in his famous poem, The Road Not Taken, where the speaker of that poem is faced with a challenging decision. And at the end of the poem, the speaker realizes that, well, what he says, I'm paraphrasing, I will be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. McCartney saying, there will be times when all the things she said will fill your head, you won't forget her. So in the midst of this sadness and despair, projecting into the future and saying how this heartbreaking moment will be revisited in the future. So the actual breakup, okay, this moment of intensity is only for a short duration of time, but the emotional impact of that will linger on into the future. Just as this song has lingered long, long, long into the future, this song which appeared on Revolver in 1966 is still regarded as one of the greatest songs by one of the greatest songwriters of all time. So I hope this little lesson tutorial was of some interest. Certainly go back and check out the original, because that's the quintessential version. Anything that I'm doing here pales by comparison. Thanks for listening. I do anticipate putting more videos up online, so if you'd like to hit subscribe, that would be appreciated. Thank you, and all the best. Take care.